Welcome to Panels and Borders. I'm Dominic. So I don't do a lot of Star Wars videos on my channel, but every now and then I do one. I do like to talk about something related to Star Wars. Because I used to be, past tense, well, I guess I still am a big Star Wars fan. I'm just not a fan of the current stuff. Like, I still read a lot of the EU books and comics and stuff, and I collect those. And I still rewatch the old movies quite a bit. It's just the new stuff I'm not really into. I didn't mind The Force Awakens, but like a lot of Star Wars fans, I was really The Last Jedi really killed a lot of the current interest for me in Disney Star Wars. So anyway, what I wanted to talk about was this rumor that's going around. It was started by, I think, Doomcock and some other YouTubers and over in Nerdrotic. Apparently they have an inside source that says the reason why Disney has been treating the original cast or the original trilogy character so badly is because they want to push them in the back, because apparently George Lucas still gets some kind of a cut of all revenue from those characters. So the only way Disney can cut George Lucas out of the loop is create all their new characters and push those forward and kind of get rid of the old, shuffle the old ones off. And apparently it, now they never gave a number what it could be, but they kind of compared it to this copyright split between CBS and Paramount, where Star Trek Discovery, where everything that has to be 25% different looking from Prime Trek. There's a bit of a debate going back and forth. Some Star Trek fans say that all the changes in Discovery were made purely for artistic reasons. And there's other fans that say they made it because they were legally forced to make it 25% different. Now, everything I've read, all the articles and stuff, I lean strongly towards it was a legal requirement for them to make it 25% different in Star Trek. So, because there's a lot more evidence for that than there is for the Star Wars rumor. For the Star Wars rumor, there's none. We just have some insider. Nobody knows who this insider is, except for the people that covered this story originally. This one, I mean, it could be true, but I'm very skeptical of this one. For one thing, the one reason it makes me skeptical is because Han Solo, the character of Han Solo, the reason why they killed him off in the first movie, The Force Awakens, was not because of any kind of copyright thing. That was very well known that Harrison Ford doesn't really care about Star Wars and had no interest in ever playing Han Solo again. So it took a lot of arm twisting to get him in that movie and a lot of money. And I think he'd only do it under one condition: if they killed off Han Solo, and then he didn't have to do Star Wars anymore. And there was no chance of him having to come back and play that character. For whatever reason, Harrison Ford went on record saying that if asked if he'd ever play Han Solo again, he said no. He did end up playing Han Solo again, but there were interviews in the past where he said he had no interest in playing Han Solo again. He would love to play Indiana Jones again, but he would never want to play Han Solo again. So that's the reason why Han Solo got the axe. It's because of Harrison Ford. Well, that I don't think can be disputed. And that's what kind of makes me skeptical of this whole thing. And the other reason is originally when the original director of The Force Awakens, or not The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, Colin Trevorrow, I forget the guy's name. I'm not even try to remember it. He was the guy that directed Jurassic World, I think. And but his script had a lot more Luke Skywalker in it, and it had Luke Skywalker in a much bigger role in the story, and Luke Skywalker was going to live. And apparently it was creative differences between him and Kathleen Kennedy that he got fired, and they axed the script, and they brought on Rian Johnson, and then Rian Johnson made that god-awful Last Jedi movie and reduced the role of Luke Skywalker greatly, and basically just treated the character very badly, and then for what I thought was very stupid, killed him off. So now that you can't use him in the middle of the trilogy and not at the end. If they were going to kill him off, they should have waited till the last movie of the trilogy and had him be killed in some big epic battle somehow. But instead of how they did it, he just used too much of the Force and faded away, using his Force projection. So all that stuff is very well known. So there's not really anything that's why I'm skeptical about this claim that they want to get rid of the original character, because they still have to pay George Lucas money. But they still used, look at all the characters they used in Rogue One. Wouldn't they have to pay a lot of money? Why would they make that movie if they had to pay out all this money to George Lucas, or a percentage to George Lucas, if they wanted to get rid of George Lucas? They would just they would have started making Star Wars movies that had nothing to do with that timeline and had all new stuff in it, so they didn't have to pay George Lucas anything. But they keep using a lot of George Lucas's stuff, so I'm very skeptical about this rumor. And this is one of these rumors that I think it'll always be a rumor. I don't think there's any way you can ever prove this. If by chance it's true and someone actually inside of Disney leaked this out, they're never going to come forward because they'd probably lose their job. And so that means, and Disney's never going to admit to this, and George Lucas is probably never will admit to this, but how that contract was worked out when he sold the Star Wars franchise to Disney. So this is something that's always going to be, I think, in rumor territory. The only way this could ever be proven true is if somehow Disney's emails were hacked like Sony, and then you got to see the exactly what went on and how the contract was hammered out and what the actual deal is between George Lucas and Disney. Because it was a pretty public trade-off when he sold it. I know he sold it for, I think, $4 billion or something like that, or over $4 billion, plus 5% of Disney stock, I think was the deal. That's what I remember when the deal was written, but there was never any mention of him still retaining any kind of, still getting some kind of percentage or profit of anything that related to any of the original characters. I mean, if it was me personally, if I was George Lucas, you were going to go that route where you still wanted a percentage of the I would just say no, and it doesn't matter what it is. Even if you create something new, because it's a part of Star Wars and I created it, I'm going to get a kickback for it. I'm going to get 10% or 25% or whatever it is. So then it wouldn't make a difference. So I don't know. I find this rumor kind of hard to swallow, and I personally don't believe it myself. And I don't think there's any way it can be proven to be true. I think it's just going to stay rumor. So that's my thoughts on that rumor about Star Wars that's going around. So that's everything I got to say in this video. Let me know what you think in the comments section, and I will see you at the next one. Thank you to all of my subscribers, and thank you for watching this video. And if you're new to the channel, like, subscribe, and share. And don't forget to hit the bell icon for notification when new videos are uploaded.